Hey guys, what's going on? It's Rekt Capital and welcome back to the Rekt Capital channel, and thank you so much for joining me in today's video about the accumulation schematic and whether Bitcoin's price action is currently in phase C of the Wyckoff accumulation schematic. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the future, and let's dive right in. So many people have been talking about this potential spring below the range being that downside deviation represented by this downside wick, because of course we've seen a lot of volatility in Bitcoin's price action yesterday. I've recreated this range just to give you guys an idea as to what has to happen next for this to truly be an accumulation range, because after all, my stance hasn't necessarily changed in terms of this still being macro distribution, but I'll be talking about that in another video, so subscribe to the channel for that one as well. But in this particular case, what we want to see is, of course, a deviation below the range, and we definitely got that yesterday. And we want to see this level that we deviated below, so essentially the range low, be tested as a support, and we got that. So essentially we got the spring, we got the test earlier, and now we need to see this level, or at least this price action here, turn this level into a support. So effectively we're going to see higher highs and lower lows in Bitcoin's price action through the lens of the Wyckoff accumulation range. And this is what the schematic also shows, right? Because these are higher highs and higher highs over here, and higher lows, and higher lows. Effectively, we are deviating below the range low, reclaiming it as a support, and then reclaiming a previous resistance as a new support as well. So this is effectively what phase C is all about, reclaiming lost levels. And this is what we're seeing at the moment, the spring being the downside deviation, this support being reclaimed, and now we're probably going to see a bit of upside deviation right here, but we're going to see a pullback towards 33,000 just to turn this level into a support. And once that's successful, we're going to be transitioning out of phase C and transitioning and entering into phase D, which is where we'd see upside continuation towards the top side of the range, but not first. First, we'd have to form a lower high at around these levels. So this is where we see a lot of resistance near the top side of the range. This is where we see a lot of resistance at the moment. So this is probably going to be the moment where we see a rejection just to form a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of a dip towards this support region. So effectively, we're going to be sandwiched between this area and this area in this period of the Wyckoff accumulation range in phase D. So we see a bit of bouncing in between these areas, but before we can even focus on that, and let alone challenge for these range highs at 40,000 before we're able to consolidate a bit above them and reclaim these levels as a new support to effectively confirm a range breakout, before we can focus on any of these phases, we first have to see this 33,000 level turn into a support, because that would validate this accumulation range. Because when it comes to schematics and models overall, we have to watch out for the validation points. Can we see further confirmation that this indeed is accumulation for Wyckoff? And as you guys know, this is the 8-hour time frame, and I've been focusing on the Wyckoff distribution range over the period of a few months, so a different time frame altogether. This is accumulation on the 8-hour time frame, and what I've been focusing on is accumulation, or at least distribution, on the more weekly and monthly time frames. And while we might be seeing some lower time frame accumulation here through the Wyckoff lens, we can still make a case for this being overall macro distribution through the Wyckoff lens as well. And my point has been for many, many weeks now that we could see Wyckoff distribution continue to play out, but at that very pivotal moment at around 44K or so, Bitcoin would be able to break back in there. And once it does, that would mean that we're still in a bull market, that this was just a deviation. But more on that in the next video. For the time being, this is the most important level to watch out for. So turning 33,000 into a new support would effectively be the confirmation we need and the validation we need that this indeed is a Wyckoff accumulation range, and that we'll see further upside and a transitioning from phase C into phase D as we progress throughout the higher levels in this current accumulation range. In any case, guys, that's about it for today's video update. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the future. And of course, like the video if you enjoyed it. I'm Rekt Capital, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Speak to you soon.